Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and this is Richard. So, here's a pair of old tabbies that I have that I wear up at the dojo during class sometimes. They're kind of getting old and worn, and they don't really fit so well anymore, and they're kind of thinning out in places they shouldn't. So, this one is inside out. I am going to deconstruct it. And this here is that pleathery cloth that I had that I was going to make book covers out of. So I have decided that I am going to use this, and I am going to make me a pair of new tabbies using this cloth here. So I'm going to deconstruct this tabby just because it's going to be easier for me to make a pattern straight from this. So I'm going to get my seam ripper here, and we are just going to take this seam out of this. It's going to get deconstructed. Then I'm going to trace it on some paper so I can have a copy of it and keep it. It is going to go on this. I'm going to cut it out, I'm going to resew it, and I'm going to have some new tabbies. Alright, so let's begin by getting this here taken apart. Cat, stop it. If I can get in here and get to this seam. Okay, here looks like a good spot I can start. There we go. There we go. Alright. Looks like I'm cooking with oil now. Not doing too bad considering I can't really see what I'm working on. Hey, what do you know? When you get light on the subject, it works a whole lot better. Who would have imagined? There we go. Now we're moving right along. Alright. There we go. There we go. So we'll let the seam ripper do its magic. Once I get this deconstructed, I'll have myself a decent pattern. I'm sitting here, and I'll do this while I watch my TV shows, which I happen to be watching Lone Wolf and Cub right now. And it is in Japanese, so I have to read subtitles, and it's kind of difficult to, it's going to be difficult to read subtitles and dig at this seam, but we'll figure it out. Alrighty, so this will be pretty easy to duplicate. And here is the other half. Now this originally was two pieces and it's sewn together. I'm going to leave it as one, and I'm going to attempt to make this one single piece so that this seam right here isn't there when I sew it all together. So I'm going to get a piece of paper, and I'm going to make this pattern so that I'll have a paper pattern, and we'll see how it works out. Alright, now it's going to be as simple as just a little bit of tracing. Alrighty, so anyway, here we go. I got the pattern down. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to make some, see if we can't make a version of these and see how they work. Alrighty, so I used an old mat, cloth mat, to make the bottom. And I used a old shirt to make the rest of it here. So now what we're going to do is sew these together and figure out which one goes where. Okay, here we go. So basically this is just going to get sewed onto here like this, right there. And when I get back here to the end, I'm going to string some, I'm going to tie some string to it so that I can tie them. But we'll do a little bit of me sewing on these, and we'll end up seeing what they look like. They don't look too bad. I mean, I'm sure they could be better, but just, you know, from scraps of old clothes and stuff, you know, they may be wearable. We'll see when we get done. So let me go get my sewing kit out and let's begin. Alright, I'm back. So here's my sewing kit. This is my basic, pretty much everything sewing kit. Now I have to honestly say, out of every kit I have made through survival gear and everything else, this right here is the one that I use the most. Absolutely. It's always, I think it's always important to have a sewing kit. So enough with that. I'm going to get some thread out and a needle, and I'm just going to start sewing this up. Alrighty, so I'm about halfway through the first tabby, and like I said, I'm doing this all by hand, and I've probably gone through 2 episodes of Lone Wolf and Cub, and I think they're about 50 minutes or so. So I've spent about 2 hours sitting here trying to keep the sewing close together. I want it to stay. I want it to be decent, even though these are just practice to see if I got everything right and see how well they look when it's all said and done. I still plan on using them. And I've been taking my time. Like I said, actually right now I'm going much faster than I was going when I was just doing this. But we'll see. When it's all said and done, we'll see what it looks like. So I'll get back with you when I get this one done. Alright, so we're almost there. We've only got a few more stitches to go. Maybe 10 or 12 or 20 or 30, I don't know. Go ahead and sew this part on here. I will end up be putting a couple strings on it so that I can tie it, which will keep it on my foot. With the original one, let me get the original one out here. So here's the original one. With the original one, so it has these little clasps on here, and then they fit into these little string loops that they make. And it's not bad. I personally don't like this. I'm not really fond of this way of doing it. So I'm gonna put some string on it and use it more to tie with. Let me go ahead and seal this one up here. One more stitch just for GP. There we go. Alright. So here is the first Tabi sock slash shoe. We'll go ahead and turn this inside out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I went ahead and sewed a strap on it that came from the t-shirt, of the same t-shirt that this fabric was from. I'm going to have to sew the back end up a little bit, I think. Pull this in, and it's going to have to sew up so that I got that end up like that, and sew it a little together like that. But other than that, I think it'll work okay. It'll be a nice little sock for in the house. And I think I might make the toe indentation a little bit deeper. But other than that, I don't think it's doing too bad. Let me see here. Well, it fits better, I guess, on my right foot. So I guess we'll use this for the right foot. I had it on my left foot, but I'm guessing it looks like it might fit better on my right foot. Either way, it's looking like, yeah, this is the smaller toe anyway, so this is the right foot one. Not too bad, not too bad. Could probably make it a little tighter, but this is a good beginning. And I am going to make one of these out of that black material and see how that. See, this is stretchy. This tends to stretch a little bit. That black stuff isn't going to stretch so much, so I think it'll work better as far as making it tighter on me. So this was a good experiment. I like it. I'm going to end up fixing the second one and making it. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.